So I was just thinking to myself not too long ago. I'm sitting here just like basically just thinking about my day, just going over the day again, seeing like where I was productive at, things I could get better on, and things of that nature. But I'm sitting here thinking like I am truly happy right now, and I'm not saying that to stun on people who might be going through things right now because technically I'm going through stuff right now too, but I just understand it's temporary. You know what I mean? It's not my final destination, but I truly am happy right now. And it's a few things I can credit that to. One is definitely staying present, staying in the present moment, basically just worrying about where my feet is. Definitely in the past, especially when I was younger, constantly used to be in my head, constantly conjuring up scenarios that hasn't happened yet that I foresee coming, and then when it happens to me, I'm surprised it happened. When I was thinking about it all day, I was thinking about circumstances that hasn't happened yet that wasn't even real until I made it real, until I made it come into fruition. So staying present is one of the things that I credit to just me being happy. Just understanding that the present moment is where everything is made and it's the best way to control your future. You know what I mean? What you do right now controls the future. The past is history, but the past you can learn from to prevent those things that you didn't want to happen again. But the present is where most of the work is done. The present moment is how you receive your blessings, and the present moment is like the work you do right now, how it's going to affect you in the future, good or bad. But the key thing that I think is the best thing for my happiness right now, especially in this moment, and I think it's going to get better over time, is me finding the beauty in all things. I'm at my 9 to 5 job and I'm happy. You know what I mean? I clean dishes, not because I want to clean dishes. I want to do like the job where I'm not really interacting with customers on a regular basis. But in this case, I work at a nursing home, so it will be residents. But I do dishes, I serve food to the residents, whatever the case may be. But I truly am happy, and it's not the job. It's not the job that's making me happy. It's the stuff that I'm finding in the job, like me just being aware that the time I'm spending there, I'm making money that's going to go towards my business to help fund that more and scale that better. The people I meet at my job, you know what I mean? That I know I'm probably not going to see again after a certain period of time because I don't plan on being at the job forever. It's just a little temporary state. But the people who I meet, you know what I mean, the connections you build, you know what I mean, and I'm a person like it's always beauty in the small things for me. It's always the little things for me. It's the music that plays over the intercoms and places. It's taking the same road to a certain place and the nostalgic feeling you get with all the memories that go through your mind when you go through that same way. You know what I mean? But you can find beauty in all things, and I think that's one of the things that stops people from being happy all the time. And people find happiness in certain elements. For example, give you an example for me and other people. I like hip hop music, like to my core, '90s hip hop. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Love '90s hip hop, the old boom bap. But I find beauty in EDM. I find beauty in country. I find beauty in R&B. If I only found beauty in hip hop, whenever R&B, country, or EDM, or whatever the other type of genres come up, I'll be disgusted, or I'll find something negative to play, or I wouldn't be fulfilled in that moment until I hear hip hop again. But time doesn't wait on nobody. So why do I have to wait until for a certain moment, a certain genre of music to play for me to be happy, for me to, you know what I mean, feel fulfilled by it, or for me to appreciate it, I should say. Just for me to appreciate it. Appreciate what it's there for. I might not love that music as my core, but I know somebody does, and I can understand why somebody does. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people in the world, we look for happiness in certain places rather than finding happiness and beauty in all things. We look for happiness in certain places rather than finding the beauty in things that can make us happy. You see it with relationships. People break up with somebody thinking the next person is going to be the fix and do it again, thinking the next person will be the fix. But that's not true. Everybody can be the fix or anybody can be the problem. It just all depends on where you watered the attention more and how you're viewing that person, how the perspective you got into it. Because if you think about it, there's somebody in the world that we don't like, who we hate, but somebody else who we don't know likes that person. It's not because that person is fake or they're showing traits to that person when they're not around us, or vice versa. It's that somebody can appreciate the good in that person, because nobody is truly all good, nobody is truly all bad. But certain instances where we meet people, you know what I mean, certain occasions leaves a memory of them and an impression of them on our minds. So we only see them in a certain light, a negative light. We only see certain music as bad. We only see certain places as bad. We see other certain places in music as good. And it's like you can enjoy everything because I feel like when we do that, we're missing so much of life, thinking that one thing is it. Thinking that, oh, you got to be a doctor to be rich, or you got to go to school to be rich, or you got to be an entrepreneur to be like. It's so many ways to what's the saying? Slice of pie or slice a cat, something like that. I don't know. Don't mind that. But there's so many ways to find beauty in things, and you don't gotta be extra. You don't gotta be dramatic with it, but you can find a certain level of appreciation in it, to where when you encounter it, you can be fulfilled. You can be content, rather than trying to shun that out the way and overlooking it to get to what you know you like. You understand? So that's one thing that I think will help people. That's helped me. Look for the beauty in all things, and you'll definitely be surprised. A lot of times when you're looking at something in a skewed perception or in a negative light, it's because of, like I said, how we interact with it, our first or many encounters with it. But that's not all that thing has to offer. That person that you interacted with who made you mad, so every time you see him, you just think about that circumstance where he made you mad. That's not all he can do for you. He probably can make you laugh. He probably has certain interests that you have, but we so caught up on the differences we have that we don't understand that we have more in common. We have more similar. We all come from the same source. You all come from the same God. So once you realize that and you slice that, that'll make life that much easier. And that'll make you appreciate everything. And then you just enjoy life to the fullest. Everything will be a blessing. Rather than the one thing that you think is going to be a blessing, the one thing that you think is going to be a breath of fresh air, everything can have that same feeling. If you just learn to open your perspective and see the good in it.